Definition of a trade union. A trade union is such an organization which is created voluntarily on the basis of collective strength to secure the interests of workers. Objectives of Trade Union Act 1926: to provide for registration of trade unions, to enable collective bargaining, to confer certain privileges to registered trade unions. History of trade union movement in India. The first trade association was Mumbai Milhant Association. It was formed in 1890 and was not strictly a trade union. The progress of trade union movement in the pre-independence was not very satisfactory, but in post-independence it was very satisfactory in every sphere. According to Section 2, subsection H of Trade Union Act 1926, the term trade union may be defined as any combination, whether temporary or permanent, formed primarily for the purpose of regulating the relation between workmen and employers, between workmen and workmen, or between employers and employers, or for imposing restrictive conditions on the conduct of any trade or business, and includes any federation of two or more trade unions. Functions and role of trade unions: to improve the working and living conditions, to secure for workers fair wages, to enlarge opportunities for promotion and training, to promote individual and collective welfare, to provide for educational, cultural, and recreational facilities, to safeguard security of tenure and improve conditions of service, to promote identity of interests of the workers with their industry. Formation and registration of trade unions. Section 4 to Section 9 deals with the procedure for the registration of trade unions. Mode of registration. Section 4, subsection 1. Any 7 or more members of trade union may apply for registration. All the members applying for registration must subscribe their names to the rules of the trade union. Application for registration. Section 5. The application for registration should be made to the registrar for trade union. It should contain the name, occupation, and addresses of the members, the name of the trade union and the address of its head office, the titles, names, ages, addresses, and occupation of the office bearers of the trade union. Contents of the copy of the rules. Section 6. The application should also be accompanied with a copy of the rules of the trade union. It contains the name of trade union, the whole of the object for which the trade union has been established, the whole of the purpose for which the general funds of the trade union shall be applicable, the payment of the subscription by members of the trade union which shall not be less than 1 rupee per annum for rural workers, 3 rupee per annum for other organized sectors, and 12 rupees per annum for workers in any other case. Power of a registrar to call for further particulars. Section 7. When the application for registration is filed before the registrar, he has got the powers to call further particulars regarding the trade union. Registration and certificate. Section 8 and Section 9. If all the requirements of the Act have been complied with, the registrar of trade unions shall register the trade union and issue certificate of registration. Registered trade union. Section 2, subsection E. A trade union which is registered as per the provisions under the Trade Union Act 1926, which has the certificate of registration, is called registered trade union. Duties and liabilities of a registered trade union. Change of registered office. Section 12. If any change in the address of the head office of the trade union takes place, notice of change must be given to the registrar in writing within 14 days. Objects on which general fund may be spent. Section 15. The general funds of a registered trade union can be spent only for the purpose of objects. The constitution of a fund for political purposes. Section 16. A registered trade union may constitute a separate fund from which the payments may be made for the promotion of the civic and political interests of its members. Proportion of office bearers be connected with the industry. Section 22.